The following podcast is a deep, shallow dive production.
And you're going to love it.
Okay, let's go.
Netanyahu appears to just be flat out ignoring President Biden's warning about an offensive in Rafa. Is that a red line for your administration?
We have been clear in multiple conversations and in every way that any major military operation in Rafa would be a huge mistake. Let me tell you something. I have studied the maps. There's nowhere for those folks to go. And we're looking at about 1.5 million people in Rafa who are there because they were told to go there, most of them. And so we've been very clear that it would be a mistake to move into Rafa with any type of military operation.
A mistake, but would there be consequences if he does move forward?
Well, we're going to take it one step at a time, but we've been very clear in terms of our perspective on whether or not that should happen.
Are you ruling out that there would be consequences from the United States?
I am ruling out nothing.
Damn. Kamala Harris is ruling out nothing. That was pretty stern. All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? Quick DSD5. Just want to get a couple things on the chessboard, the DSD chessboard. Let's call it that. That was CBS Face the Nation on Sunday. I mean, again, pretty stern statement. She was kind of cold-faced in that. It's pretty interesting. Normally, she's kind of giggly and laughing, and a lot of times laughing at things that aren't even funny. But in that situation, man, she had her poker face on. So anyway, this kind of builds on what we've been talking a bunch about. You know, I don't know what's really going on behind the scenes, but there's definitely something in terms of Gaza, Ramadan, you know, the Islamic religious holiday that we are basically in the middle of right now. This ceasefire, which actually today, Monday, the U.S. Security Council, which is about 15 countries, the United States, China, and Russia, obviously being the three biggest, and the three countries that have what's called veto power, meaning that literally if there's something that comes through the Security Council and one of those three vetoes it, it doesn't matter if the other 14 don't. Literally the thing gets vetoed because those countries have, like, I don't know, I guess it's a trump card, no pun intended. But anyway, finally, the Security Council passed a ceasefire, and it was 14 countries voting yes. The United States abstained, so they didn't vote no, but they just kind of sat it out. They kind of said maybe, basically. And so because of that, it did pass. So basically that means the United Nations Security Council adopted a resolution demanding an immediate ceasefire between Israel and then Palestinian militants, Hamas. All right, so that's a huge step. You know, it hasn't happened yet. The Security Council, really, it's been the United States vetoing everything. And then last week, when the United States put their proposal through, China and Russia vetoed it. And so now you've got 14 countries saying yes, the U.S. abstained, therefore it passes. So because of that, Netanyahu canceled the trip that was slated for Wednesday of this week. So I think we talked about this in last week's episodes, but he was planning on coming and addressing Congress. Like Netanyahu was going to address Congress, and then some of his team were meeting with the defense forces and all that. And basically he canceled that trip. All right, so again, more on this in the next episode. The other two big things, well, one of them's not really a big thing, but I did want to talk about it, was the whole Kate Middleton announcing that she has cancer as kind of the I guess reason why she's been nowhere to be found. Anyway, we're going to talk about that in the next episode. And then the last thing is there was a terror attack in Moscow at a concert hall that killed, I think, 140 plus Russian citizens. Again, very, very sad. But man, a lot of controversy about that. Definitely. So ISIS, one of the groups that I've talked about previously, which by the way, they've like been nowhere to be found for a long time. All of a sudden they come out of nowhere and they're claiming responsibility for it. Putin saying, no, that's BS. This was done through Ukraine. There is a lot of chatter that this was through Israelis Mossad that kind of basically orchestrated this, and they're pinning it on ISIS. There's a lot to that. We're going to get into that. This whole ISIS thing, man. Again, boogeyman concepts. Just remember that. All right, that's it. I just wanted to get this one out. I wasn't going to do it, but I kind of want to get these things in your ear in preparation for the rest of the stuff this week. All right, everybody, call a spade a spade.
The ending was terrific.
This episode is being brought to you by the upcoming book, Deep Shallow Dive Into You. That's right, Bro wrote a book, and it's coming soon. Stay tuned.